The majority of irregular arrivals into Europe, and particularly through the UK Channel crossing, are from Islamic countries. In the EU, up to 40% of those Islamic countries are also listed in the top 20 and often the top 10 rankings of the Global Terrorism Index. Now, for the UK, that number goes up to 60%. For example, some of those countries are Mali, Somalia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, and Syria as well. Now, why is this an issue? Well, it's an issue because an irregular arrival turns up on the shores of European countries or countries in the UK, and effectively we don't know anything about their criminal background or who they are. Now, there's a rare exception, about 2% might actually turn up with some documentation, but as a general rule, it's the vast majority that turn up with no identifying documents. So once they arrive, they go through screening processes where biometrics are collected and are documented, and then they are processed and moved on to whichever country they're designated, where often, for example in the UK, they are given asylum seeker housing and hotels, meals, etc., paid for by the taxpayer. Now, although that's an expense and that's an issue for the taxpayer, which is a separate issue, the concern here is that there is no extra screening for people coming from these countries that are listed so high in the Global Terrorism Index. Now, are all people from these countries going to be Islamic extremists and jihadists? Of course not, obviously not. And some may be likely fleeing those countries because they themselves are being persecuted. But we need to have a discussion around having processes that vet people, particularly from those countries. Now, that's just my opinion. Once again, I'll probably get a bunch of names like Islamophobe and all this kind of thing, but it's a genuine conversation we need to have. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And as always, I hope you have a great day.